Cisco and HashiCorp's Terraform series, Infrastructure as Code, focusing on day 0 and day 1 deployments. In this video, we're going to focus on network range objects. All right, let's go ahead and jump to our code on GitHub from DevNet, and you can see they're creating 2 ranges here, and they're outputting those ranges. Pretty simple piece of code. Let's go ahead and check out our var.tf and our Terraform tf-vars, which is the data supporting the variables in var.tf. Here's the code that we're looking at. We've got our providers. We're familiar with that, and we're creating new range 1 and 2, and the IP addresses range are included in there, a little bit of a description, and then we're going to output those objects. And I just noticed a little bit of a, not necessarily a typo, but something that I'd like to clean up here. So I'm going to do that on the fly. And let's go ahead and initialize. Once we're finished initializing, we'll go ahead and run the apply, which will give us an opportunity to look at the plan and make a decision whether or not to move forward. We're good with what we're seeing. Let's go ahead and move forward, get this stuff built. And the objects are being created. 2 were added. Let's go ahead and check that out. Did I just skip that? I think I might have. Let's go back here and go down, and oh, there they are. So you can see here that database and web server ranges are included. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and clear. Let's go ahead and destroy all that hard work that we automated. This will go ahead and ensure that any dependencies are removed in the right order. In this case, it's fairly simple. It's only 2 objects. But that's the beauty of Terraform. Let's go ahead, and it's destroying all that work. Wait for some success. Here's 2 destroyed. Let's go ahead and make sure that they're gone. And they are. Beauty. Let's just check out auditing again, just as a reminder to those that have not seen this. Auditing, it takes place, and you can see there's Terraform user and the deletion of those objects. We're going to be focusing on ICMP objects. So let's get right to it. Let's jump to the GitHub repository for DevNet, and let's have a look at this particular piece of code. And we've got 2 ICMP objects. One has an ICMP type 3 with code 2. The other is just ICMP type 3. Now let's look at our code. We got var.tf. That's our variables. Terraform.tf-vars is the data supporting the variables. And now we've got main.tf. We've been here before. We can see that we've got a couple of objects, very much what we've seen in that first example, but we're going to change it to code 2, code 3 instead of code 2. And in the second object, we're going to look at ICMP type 8. So you're not sure what those are. We're going to talk about those in a second, but let's go ahead and execute the code. So we'll go ahead and do our initialization. And from here, we're going to jump right back into apply and review any of the changes that we're going to make before accepting those changes and pushing out that those objects to Firepower Management Center. So there's the objects. We're going to say yes. We're creating them. And my Intel NUC is having a little bit of a delay based on all the VMs that I'm running on it, but it worked. Let's go ahead and make sure it actually worked. Let's check ICMP, and there we go. We've got two objects. There's the echo request, so that was the type 8, and the destination unreachable, port unreachable was type 3, code 3. And you can see here it filled in each one of those elements that we requested. So pretty easy, worked as expected. Let's go ahead and destroy those objects just to ensure that that actually works as well. We'll do the auto approve. This way we don't get asked to approve it, but then we also don't get a chance to say no if we didn't want a certain change take place. Let's go ahead and refresh this real quick. Bam, it's gone. Another one in the books. FQDN Objects. Let's get started. So we'll go ahead and check out the DevNet example of this on GitHub, and you can see there's a couple of objects, and we're going to go ahead and take that example, maybe modify it. I don't know that there's much to modify here really to show the example. There's our var.tf and our terraform.tf vars. Now, this, I used the example, and I got thinking about it afterwards, and I said, wait a minute, that's partial FQDN. It's not a full FQDN. So, you'd have www.cisco.com as an example. But nonetheless, the example still works, and so I'm not going to go and re-record just to add the www part. So we're going to go ahead, we've initialized, we're going to go ahead and apply that code. There's the example, looks good. Let's go ahead and move it forward. And two resources created. Let's come in here real quick and we'll refresh. And let's see here, scroll. There we go, two objects. There's Cisco and Google, cisco.com and Google.com. Again, FQDN would include www.cisco.com as an example. Let's clear that out, and let's go ahead and destroy all that hard work that we've done. All right, it looks like it's got and found the objects, destroying them. It says 2 is destroyed. Let's check it out real quick here. Quick refresh. And gone. Nice and clean and easy.